was mine put simply. This my town. To get it back, man, this thing go down. In the way of my messing around. The king returns, taking back my crown. This my city. All my gangsters, man, are you with me? You're gonna tear heads here real quickly. Take it back, was mine put simply. This my town. To get it back, man, this thing go down. In the way of my messing around. The king returns, taking back my crown.
Good morning, Chad Room. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully well, because it's time for more A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Heavensward Reread, this show that I do. No guest today, but we're continuing the Firmament quest line. I double-checked all of my notes, and I'm thinking we may not get through all of it today, depending upon my willingness to continue. But we're going to try and at least get through the next kind of arc of quests, because it comes in kind of 3 phases or so. You get introduced, and then there's the bit with the Dragon Man and his family or whatever, and then there's a second bit, and then there's a third bit of a couple of 4 quests at the end to kind of tie everything off. And of course, side quests pop up as you finish each of these 3 things. So at the very least, we are going to try and finish the second phase and its side quests. If I'm feeling up to it, I will probably continue and keep going along the last quest line and maybe try and bang that out. I would really like to be done with this stuff, not because I dislike it, but just because we have a number of things left to do still, of course, and I would really like and appreciate the ability to move on to those things. Right now, I'm thinking we've got probably one or 2 more story things for us to do before we move on to the next leg of our MSQ. I know next time we're going to be doing the Paths We Walk questline. And then in terms of other stuff we still have to do, we still have to do the Hildebrand quests and the Scholastate quests. And of course, we have our relic to do as well, which will probably take a few more streams. But yeah, that's all stuff for me to plan later. I might throw a vote up at some point in the Discord for people to vote on whether or not they want to see the Hildebrand stuff or the Scholasticate stuff first. But once again, that's something for me to think about later. No point in really worrying about that now, you know? Anyway, let's go ahead and swap on Oval. It's dark out. That's not true, Otaku. You're not there for all of that. You're there for maybe the Hildebrand stuff. You voluntold Nico that he's gonna be doing the fucking Scholasticate stuff. That was your decision. Anyway. The making of a market. Francel is looking ever upwards towards new heights for the firmament. Ruja, 'tis always a pleasure to see you here in the firmament. You'll be pleased to hear that the district is home to an ever-growing number of thoroughly satisfied residents, thanks in no small part to your tireless efforts on our behalf. In particular, I'm proud to say that we have spared no effort to realize Lady Hilda's ideal of a place where one and all can have a roof over their head and food in their belly, provided they are willing to work hard and make an honest living for some reason. Vaughn told Nico for the Scholasticate with the plan that I'd be there too. Okay, fine. You can both be there. Whatever. We'll get to that later. It's fine. That's right. Your worth to society is only described by how much you are willing to work, after all. Seeing as things are progressing most swimmingly on that front, I have turned my eye to Lord Briardian's most astute recommendation, encouraging the flow of goods and services so as to build a thriving economy that will serve as the area's lifeblood. As such, Augibert and his men have been hard at work, putting the final touches on the ward I have dubbed Featherfall, which is to serve as the firmament's center of commerce and trade. There is but one remaining issue to resolve, namely, how we might distinguish our own marketplace from the Jeweled Croisier. After all, if we hope to attract vendors and customers alike to the firmament, we must offer something that they cannot already find at a more established location. After giving the matter considerable thought, it struck me. What if we were to bring in merchants from the realm over to ply their trade here, that Featherfall might be the Holy Sea's new hub of foreign trade? It is a most inspired idea, would you say? And if you would not disapprove, I would ask you to accompany me as our designated emissary to the three city-states. After all, who better to convince our esteemed guests to make the journey here to Ishgard than one of your influence and prestige? Yeah, I can probably do that. And if you would not disapprove, or quite honestly, even if you would, I will be accompanying you as well. Who's this guy? Lord Charlemont! It is far from my place to object, but for whatever reason would the Count de Durandare wish to come along on a rather humble expedition, particularly in light of your honored house's rather, shall we say, conservative views towards the expansion of foreign trade? I'll thank you not to make assumptions about the interests of my house, Lord Francel. I have always acted in what I believe to be in my homeland's best interests, and I will continue to do so. Mayhap House Durandare did not give the warmest of welcomes to the outsiders at the Observatorium and White Brim Front. Yeah, you're fucking telling me! But I assure you that we took only the necessary precautions to defend the sea from external threats at a time of war. Surely the savior of Ishgard can understand our position. No, not really. At any rate, the war is over, and our nation has entered a new age. I am not inclined to sit idly by as House Durandare is left behind the times. And yet, at this most vital of junctures, my son and heir remain lost at sea, and my cousins are either too young or unworldly for the task. And so it falls to me to see to matters myself. I dare say there is some merit for you as well. After all, whatever negotiations you intend to conduct, they can only be aided by the presence of the head of Ishgard's highest of high houses. I trust you have no objections? Your offer of assistance is most generous, Lord Charlemont. I would not dream of refusing it. Of course not. We depart at once, yes? I've heard that Gridania is most lovely this time of year. Yes. My intention was always to begin our expedition at our closest neighbor. I have it on good word that an establishment there known as the Carline Canopy would be a suitable... The Carline Canopy it is, then. Do take care not to lag behind, yes? Lord Charlemont, wait! Off he goes. While I understand that Lord Francel has only the happiness and well-being of his residents at mine, sometimes I cannot help but fear he is exerting himself overmuch. In that sense, I am most thankful for your tireless support of his cause. Ooh, looking nice. You look like a prison worker. You dyed that orange. You look like you're in a prison jumpsuit. But very blue collar otherwise. Nice. Alright. Also, small thing that I wanted to talk about. I was thinking about this earlier, or I was actually thinking about this last time we were doing this, and I wasn't 100% sure. One sec. Excuse me. I don't know. Reading alone makes me yawn for some reason. Anyway, this quest line is interesting because, as I talked about in the last episode of this, these quests were introduced not in Heavensward, despite them being level 60. They were introduced in Shadowbringers, the expansion that takes place from levels 70 to 80. This is important to mention because there is a plot point that is implied, if not basically explicitly, in some of the opening quests of Stormblood that is kind of expected, like, context that you would have seen before you do these quests. But obviously we're not going to have seen them. So I kind of just wanted to, you know, say ahead of time that, you know, there may be some context that we're kind of missing as a result of doing this earlier than the game expects you to, despite, of course, it being a level 60 quest, which is just silly. So, this is Gridania. The tomes fair to mention how disagreeably dank it is. So, this is Gridania. Why, it is even more verdant and lush than I had imagined. Danker, gloomier city I can scarce imagine. I'm glad I do not live here. And yet this nation is home to a great number of our own kind. Convincing an Elzen trader or two to come to Ishgard will be done in less than the time it takes for an afternoon tea. To start, I will enlist the services of one of the locals. Feel free to come along, Lord Francel. Mayhap you'll learn something. Oh, wait, Lord Charlemont! Oh, dear Rouge, this is precisely what I was afraid of. I did some research before our departure. No doubt this is common knowledge to you, but I read that Gridanians are reserved types who do not warm easily to outsiders, if perhaps not to the degree of our own people. Fear the Count, for all his good intentions, might sour the local populace on our offer before we can even make it. Come, we must stop him. Yeah, it's bad. There's rain. There's rain on my window. Hang on, I gotta check my weather app. This is very important. I saw earlier in the day that it said maybe there was gonna be a thunderstorm. Oop, it looks like we have a 95% chance of thunderstorm within the next hour or so. So, you'll have to forgive me if I have to step away for a moment to turn all my lights off and open the curtains so I can laugh and cackle whenever there's flashes of lightning and thunder. Who are you, and what business do you have here? Whew. Fortunately, it would seem he has yet to engage the townspeople. You there. I am looking to speak with one of your nation's most prominent traders. Tell me where I might find such a person, and be quick about it. I'm a busy man. I'm not in the habit of entertaining outsiders. Rude, arrogant ones, least of all. Bugger off and do it yourself. What? Why, the sheer gall of that woman! With all due respect, Lord Charlemont, we are guests in this land. Just as you and I were once wary of outsiders, like good Rouge here, so too are these people wary of us. In the world outside the Holy See, our titles or the prestige of our houses will avail us no special privilege. Mayhap it would behoove us to conduct our affairs with a measure of humility. But I fear we have already aroused the suspicion of the townspeople. Let us try our luck at another location. Mayhap one of the guilds for which the place is so well known? A guild, you say? Very well. Let us stop blithering and be off. You know the way to this guild, then let us be off already, yes? The sooner we can take our leave of this place, the better, I say. If I recall, the Leatherworkers Guild is in the part of the town known as Old Gridania. Would that be correct, Rouge? Yes, are you sure you want to take him together? Being might confuse him a little bit, but I feel like that's still better than, like, you know, like Geva, like, just killing him. You know? But, hey, you know what? Whatever. Yungera, I have to ask, have you done the latest 4 story chapters in Grand Blue? Because there's new ones. They just dropped some new ones today. And I enjoyed them a great deal. I recruited my new blue friend and her dog. Yes, this place seems rather lively. No doubt we can find someone to assist us here. Haven't yet? I really do. I really can't recommend it enough. It's very exciting. They let Seox off the chain, and they let him do some crazy shit. And also the Shroud family. I think is it the Shroud family? I genuinely can't remember. I literally only remember 2 of their names, and it's the women. The son is funny, but he's you know, I like the mom a lot for reasons that you will probably already know. Crazy that they added 4 new races before we got an Astral playable. Yeah, and one of them is the Grockle. The Grockle race. I'm looking... At Grockle, is this real? I beg your pardon, my esteemed sir. I am a humble visitor from Ishgard, and I was wondering if I might trouble you with a question or two. What's that now? Wait. Can it be Lord Francel? It is you! Whatever brings you to the Twelveswood? What? Pray forgive me, I do not believe I've had the pleasure. You wouldn't know me, but I sure know you. During the war, I plied my trade as a sellsword at Camp Dragonhead. You often came to dine at Lord Harshafon's invitation, yes? Why, that I did. Lord Harshafon was a most benevolent man. There were few things he enjoyed more than sharing a good meal in the company of his friends and his men alike. Aye, and I was one of them. Fondly remember the times I sat at his table, sharing in his meat and mead, in the warmth of his hall and his company. For a moment, you could forget the bitter cold outside. I like that the evil mom was in the mom event. Oh, yeah. And she's back in a big way. I don't mean to spoil it, but you do see her with her shirt off in this one. Just saying. Also, she's ripped as fuck. And it's awesome. Sorry, I'm talking about Grand Blue whenever I get the chance to, because I don't have... I only have my server full of Grand Blue lesbians to talk to, and also you to talk to about Grand Blue, so I have to do it when I get the opportunity. It's a memory that stayed with me to this day, long after I returned to Gridania and hung up my blade. Lord Harshaphant was a great man, and I'd hoped to return to Ishgard one day to visit him. But then the news of his tragic passing arrived. Even now, I find it hard to believe he's gone. I, as well, my friend. Not a day goes by that I do not think of him, and the kindness he showed me in the darkest of days. And though I will forever mourn his passing, I take solace in knowing that his sacrifice was not for naught. For because of those like him, and Ruja here, the war is at last long over, and our nation welcomes a new age of enlightenment and restoration. So it is that we come here to fair Gridania, in hopes of establishing trade that will benefit both our nations. Might you know, perhaps, of any merchants or traders who might be interested in exploring such a possibility? Do I ever? And nothing would please me more than to be able to return the kindness your countrymen showed me. It just so happens that I do work for Black Rabbit Trader these days. Perhaps you've heard of them. Mycenta's in charge there, and she's always looking for promising new business partners. Just wait right here. I'll bring her right over. My good man, is it as if the gods themselves sent you to us? If she does not mind the imposition, I would be honored to meet this lady, Mycenta. And you know why that interaction went well? Charlemagne did not open his mouth. And that's how you do it. I had known that Lord Harshaphant was undiscerning in the company he kept, but to think that it would be to the benefit of our nation. Hey. That's my friend you're talking about. My dead friend you're talking about. Nope, that's the wrong menu. There we go. I trust that you've met this Lady Maysenta, Ruja. Do you suppose she'll be receptive to our offer? Yeah, I helped her buy back her favorite boy band. I think she owns them now? Like, it's the reverse of the, like, sold to One Direction plotline. Like, she bought One Direction. So, you're the guest from Ishgard I've heard so much about. I'm Maysenta of Black Rabbit Traders fame. I hear you have a business proposition for me. It is a pleasure and an honor both to make your acquaintance, Lady Maysenta. I am Francel de Halenot, and I have the privilege of overseeing the reconstruction of our fair city, a task which includes building a thriving economy. To that end, I wish to invite the realm's preeminent trading concerns to establish outposts in our new commercial district. If it please you, will you please not consider bringing your operations to Ishgard? I'd heard that you Ishgardians opened your borders, but quite frankly, I wasn't expecting to receive such an eager and enthusiastic proposition. And it's an interesting one, I'll grant you that. Still, as much as I'd like to be of aid, I do run a business here, not a charity. So I'm forced to ask, why should I expand to Ishgard? What do you offer that other places do not? A well-founded concern, of course. Be assured that our nation offers businesses many opportunities. For example, you'll have immediate access to the finest Ishgardian wares. Ishgardian nobles are notorious spendthrifts. Picture it now. The homunculi tour the Holy See. I'm gonna double check my math on this one, but I think that last dialogue option only appears if you've done the post-Moogle quests. Oh my god, it's not even listed in the console games wiki. It's not even listed as an option. World's first person to see this dialogue option. Amazing. I guess that confirms that if you don't do the post-Moogle quest, you don't see it. Yeah, I guess I have to picture it now. Let's see what happens. Well, aren't you a shrewd one? Yes, I have no doubt that the mellifluous musical stylings of Gridania's preeminent band of troubadours would serve to lift the spirits of our Ishgardian friends in the aftermath of the war, and loosen the strings of their coin purses in the process. Also, just pointing out, because I'm fairly certain, I think, aside from this line here, or, sorry, the line previous to that, is the only one of those dialogue options that doesn't immediately jump you to this line. So, there you go. Sorry, I'm just baffled that wasn't even there. Let me just double check so I'm not like... No, it's not listed in here at all. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, world first dialogue option. All right, Ruja here has convinced me. The Black Rabbit will come to Ishgard. Oh, thank you, Lady Maysenta. You do us a kindness that we will not soon forget. You can spare me the flowery words, only looking out for my own business interests, as I trust you are as well, no? In any event, I'd best be going. We'll have to take a full inventory to determine which of our fine goods to bring north. As they say, the traders do not smile on those who tarry. Oh, thank you ever so much, my friend. I never could have done this without you. Lady Maysenta's question was only to be expected, yet I found myself at a loss. Your impeccable knowledge of the realm and calmness under pressure has served us once more, and also your odd knowledge of who owns various boy bands? Very strange, but I suppose you must know everything. You've succeeded here, despite the involvements of House Halia-Nart and Forton, not because of it. The citizens of the Sultanate are far more discerning, but fear not. I will show you how negotiations among the upper crust are truly done. Sure, man. Worry not. Once they know who I am, our negotiations here are all but ensured to succeed. Dealings in the desert! Francel is I can't do that on the beat. Francel is eager to return to the road. Our sojourn to Gridania has been most fruitful, but it is time that we take to the road again. I hear that they call Ul'dah the jewel of the desert, and that it is a bustling center of trade and commerce. I can scarce wait to see what opportunities await us there. I have it on good account that the Sultanate is an affluent and cultured nation with a populace that places due importance on status and lineage. Unlike the rabble here, its people will no doubt afford me the respect I deserve. According to my research, the market district of Ul'dah is centered around a location known as the Ruby Road Exchange. I propose that we make that our first destination. As you may know, the exchange has quite a long and storied history. It is also conveniently located just a stone's throw from the airship landing where we are to touch down. Yes, let us be off already. I'm like to fall asleep if I stand around here any longer listening to your ramblings. Man. Whatever. Alright, airship landing. And now it's time to do some quick gambling before we head out. Alright, everybody. Give me your energy. I'm here, so I might as well do some gambling. You know? Alright. Come on, Mama needs a new pair of ears. Shit! Fuck! That's alright. Oh well. Anyway, let's leave. I hope Charlemagne doesn't mind that we've been gambling a little bit, you know? Free passage to Ul'dah. Oh, hang on, Yungera. I have a hilarious joke for you. What are the only two Eternals in Grand Blue that have gotten, like, free event SSRs? By the Fury, but this heat is absolutely unbearable! Yeah, I do not know why you came dressed here like this. You already know what it is, don't you? Why, I've never seen such a spectacular array of exotic goods and crafts. Do those girls, dressed only in their undergarments, know no shame? And this uncouth lot gawping at them are no better. I was led to believe this was a cultured society. The array of wares is respectable, I'll allow it, but I've no interest in dealing with threadbare peddlers. Let us find ourselves a trader with proper pedigree. But how in the fury do people survive in this stifling heat? I shall go and secure our business partner post-haste, the sooner to take my leave of this blasted desert. You two may wait for me at an alehouse or the like, but do not make yourselves overly comfortable. It will not take long. Oh dear, there he goes again. Siak Saufen! Yeah, that's right. I am loath to trouble you once more, Ruja, but would you be so kind as to go after him? Without your presence, I fear that he may less than endear himself to the locals, not unlike in Gridania. Having lived my entire life in Ishgard, I am painfully aware of my own limitations when it comes to interacting with those who share a different cultural background. I fear that the Count Durandare has, shall we say, not yet come to this realization. I believe he ran up in the direction of Emerald Avenue, was it? I shall head to the quicksand in the meantime and see what news I might glean there. Also, don't diss the girls dancing in their undergarments, okay? It's an important part of Ul'dah. And it's probably a more comfortable outfit to wear than what you're wearing, dickhead. I must say, the sparkle of the eyes in these adventures is positively infectious. One sec, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to put my water away. It's not cold enough. The air conditioning in the apartment is making it colder than the water is, and that's disgusting. Surely one of these fools will be able to provide me with useful information. I'm glad he didn't notice that I just walked up to him like that. Could have been bad for me, you know. Hey, Wyman, buddy. You there, you know something of these parts, yes? I seek to do business with a trader possessed of a reputation worthy of my great house. You'll introduce me to one at once. Aye, I'd be more than pleased to, friend. And pray tell, how much is this introduction worth to you? Worth? You demand payment for your piddling knowledge. You don't know how things work around here, do you, old man? In Uldar, information's a commodity like any other, and a bloke only gets as much as he's willing to pay for. Clearly, the knowledge I've got is worth something to you, else you wouldn't be standing here before me. So we turn to the question. How heavy is your coin purse feeling today? Oh boy. Allow me to handle this, old girl. What? What are you doing here? Well met, my friend. How do you fare this fine day? Hey, if it ain't my favorite Ishgarian, come to pick old Wyman's brain about the latest happenings here in the Sultanate. Of course, happy to oblige. Exchange for the whispers you've heard round the Holy See. Any other day I would gladly tread rumors with you. Today, however, I meant only to offer a word of warning. This man is none other than a lord of the highest of our high houses. He breathes political intrigue and sups upon machination. And believe me when I say you do not wish to make an enemy of him. But don't take my word for it. Just ask our friend Ruja. Hi, I'm also over here. Wyman knows me. 7 hells. On second thought, don't bother taking out your coin purse. Whatever you're offering, it's clear, more and clear, and ain't worth the trouble. Now, if you don't mind, I got more pressing matters to attend to. A wise decision, if I do say so myself. And worry not, I shall return before long with the rumors from the Holy See you so desire. Till next time, my friend. Hey guys. Manolane, what the fuck are you doing here? Fancy meeting you here, old girl. I would have never expected to find you in the company of the illustrious Count de Durandare. Whatever is the occasion? We're, doing markets and stuff. I might ask you the same. Does the philandering son of House Fortom intend to upstage his betters? Why, Lord Charlemagne, you wound me. Rest assured I meant only to spare you from a potentially inexpedient encounter. Purveyors of information in these parts are inevitably sharper than they let on. If they judge you to be less than knowledgeable about your surroundings, they will not hesitate to take advantage. If I needed the help of a self-indulgent stripling, I'd have asked for it. But I must ask, old girl, what brings you to the Jewel of the Desert with the good Count at your side? What matter of information, pray tell, were you hoping to glean from our friend Wyman? Markets. The capital. Lord Francel is looking to stimulate commerce and trade in the firmament. Well, why didn't you come to me sooner? Do you think so little of your comrade, Manolane? Yes. Also, I didn't know that you were here. Allow me to explain. My dear brother suggested that I might employ my considerable skill in mingling amongst the upper crust to more, shall we say, productive ends. After all, social gatherings are a prime opportunity for overhearing choice tidbits of rumor and gossip. The point being that I have acquainted myself with no small end of prestigious merchants and traders, including many who I believe would be most amenable to the idea of expanding their operations to Ishgard. I dare say that more than a few of them have most fetching daughters as well. At any rate, you have no need to trouble yourself further. I will reach out to the parties in question and make the necessary arrangements. In return, I only ask that you convince Lord Francel to put in a good word with the lovely Lady Laniette at my behalf. Fair enough exchange, is it not? No, I will tell him that you said to do that. Were it not, Mistress Lorelei, I will see to it that my lord remains focused on the task at hand, and does not let his emotions lead him to enter into any potentially disadvantageous agreements. We shall be in touch at a later juncture. Thank you, Anawa. You are a bastion of good faith and loyalty next to this fucking nut job. Till next time, old girl. I do believe there is a banquet I should be attending. Say what you will about Amanalain, he moves through other nations much better than basically any other Ishgardian does. I suppose even foppery can serve a purpose on rare occasions. I don't think you want to be talking about foppery wearing a fucking hat like that, buddy. Though, needless to say, I could have handled negotiations just as well without that fool's meddling. On the bright side, we can at long last take our leave of this blasted desert. Lord Francel was at some tavern called the Quicksand, yes? Let us tell him the deed is done and be on our way. Well, that went, certainly. Lord Amanalain has a knack for endearing himself to members of high society, especially the fairer sex, as you imagine. I actually find that really hard to believe. I do not believe that Amanalain is popular with the fairer sex. I'm sorry, I just don't. At first I befriended him out of personal interest, but I must admit, I've taken a liking to the lad. Aw, no post-Moogle specific dialogue there, huh? They said, nope, sorry OPG, you only get one world first dialogue option. Oh well. Another den of riffraffs and reprobates. Still, to a place like this, can't help but look around for signs of my boy. It's been 20 years since he vanished with nary a trace, ambushed by pirates on a voyage around the realm. From time to time, rumors reach my ears that he's rotting in a jail somewhere, that someone resembling him has been sighted making the rounds in Limsa. For my part, I fear the boy's long dead. After all, if he were alive, why would he not return home? Welcome back, Ruja, and Lord Charlemont. May I ask if your negotiations bore fruit? Yep, Amanalain took care of it, believe it or not. Lord Amanalain came to your aid, you say? Splendid. His knack for befriending influential personages never ceases to amaze me. Seems he's found his calling. He asked if you could put in a good word with Lady Laniette. I am going to say this because I think it's funny, and I do not think Francel is going to do it. I think he's going to be like, okay, that's okay. Don't do it, though. I see. I was about to comment on how impressed I was that he was putting his natural proclivities for use for such a worthwhile cause, but I see his motivations are the same as ever. That said, his consistency is admirable. Anyway, it is clear that he has done us a great service today, and with the ever-diligent young Honorant at his side to keep him honest, I dare say we have little to worry about. He's just like, nope, I'm not doing that. I must thank you, too, for your efforts, Lord Charlemont. If you had not thought to flag down the information monger, we might still be searching aimlessly in the streets. I most humbly ask that you lend your prodigious skills to us at our next destination as well. Do you not agree, Ruja? Ladies and gentlemen, we are now Stormblood max level! Which means we're not level 69 anymore. Sag. Oh well. Drunkards and ruffians, the lot of them. Why, hello there, Scoosh. How are you? Welcome in. Good to see ya. Rumors be damned. How anyone could imply that my son might be found among them is beyond me. I still remember the sparkle in his eye the day he told me he meant to leave the sea on a journey around the... I would thank you to leave me alone with my thoughts for a while. You were talking out loud, sir. Anyway, guess who was finally able to renew their 14 sub? Hey! Congratulations! You got a lot to catch up on, my friend. That being said, there's a lot of good stuff. So, you know, get ready for that. A parlay with pirates. Frankel has his eyes set on your next and final destination. Are you ready to take the road again, Ruja? Our final destination awaits us, Limsa Lominsa. If we must. Though you truly expect to find a reliable trading partner in that den of pirates and ruffians, you are even more a fool than I thought. Believe me, Lord Charlemagne, when I say that I bear no love for barbarous outlaws. That said, by all accounts, things have changed much in the years since Admiral Bluffisween rose to power. Last I played was 7.1. Whoo, yeah, you got a lot to catch up on then. I have spoken of my son's disappearance to you in the past, have I not? By chance you have forgotten it was those accursed pirates who took him from me, and for that I will never forgive them. It was 20 long years ago. He was a boy of great promise, possessed of a curious mind and a burning desire to see the world. Then a murderous band of sea reavers raided his vessel, and just like that he was gone. To this day the rumors reach my ears, that he rots in a jail beneath the city, or that someone resembling him has been seen wandering the streets. As his father, I want to believe that he lives somewhere, but there is only so long a man can... What I meant to say is, I would not trust a pirate as half as far as I could throw him. They are the scourge of our realm and my house, and I will have nothing to do with them. You have my most heartfelt sympathies for the loss of your son, Lord Charlemagne. No, you don't have mine. I'm not agreeing with that. By no means do I wish to open old wounds and stir up painful memories. Pray, return to Ishgard ahead of us. Ruja and I shall handle matters from here. No, I will accompany you. Regardless of what happened, nay, precisely because of it, I will not shirk my duty as Lord of House Durandare. I will march into that wretched hive of murder and villainy, and seize from it a new age of prosperity for my house as due retribution for all they have taken from me. If that is what you wish, my lord, let us be on our way. My preliminary research has led me to conclude that the area known as Bulwark's Hall, a stone's throw from the airship landing, would make for a suitable place to commence our efforts. You don't have anything new to say, right? Yeah, it's just normal stuff. All right. Up to Piratopia. Here we go! Doot. Rusty Bucket Bay. That's a Banjo-Kazooie level, I think. So this is Limsa Lominsa. Why, it is even livelier than I imagined. Fury, take me. How can all these people abide that god's awful stench of salt and brine in the air? Let us conclude our business swiftly and take our leave of this place, Lord Francel. I trust that your research has enlightened you as to where we might find a suitable trading partner. Indeed it has, Lord Charlemont. I have read all goods incoming and outgoing must pass inspection at a place called Maelvan's Gate. No doubt that would be a productive place to begin our inquiry. I see. Very well then, let us be off to this Maelvan's Gate, or whatever the place was called. Random Transformers fact. Okay, here I go. Where's my list? I think we're caught up with all the ones that I have, yeah. Let's see. Here we go. David Kaye is the only Transformers voice actor to have voiced versions of both Optimus Prime and Megatron. Not in the same series, but he has done both. Perhaps it is but wishful thinking on my part, but would you not say Lord Charlemont has softened since we arrived here in Limsa? Why, he even waited for me to complete a full utterance before dashing off. Could it be that we have earned his trust? Probably not. Oh yeah, so another thing I might as well talk about here is, tomorrow is FanFest. Or I guess today is also FanFest for Final Fantasy XIV. There's a keynote happening tomorrow, in which they will go into extensive detail about some of the stuff coming in the next patch. And one of the things that is coming in the next patch is a new limited job, Beastmaster. Now, as you might be aware, I have not done fuck all with Blue Mage on this character. I have not done any of the quests or gotten any of the spells, as I said I would. I have not made any videos about it, and that is probably going to continue with Beastmaster. I'm gonna, right now, the way that I'm thinking about this is I'm going to, I'd like to see what, I'm gonna do a little bit of playing around with it before I do anything, like, content-wise with it, because I want to get a good sense of it for myself, and also because doing Blue Mage is enough of a project already. I don't need to do two. Rest assured, I am still resolved to do Blue Mage stuff, but it's just, there's a lot of logistical stuff that I want to figure out first. A part of me kind of wants to wait until I've gotten all of my jobs to at least level 80, because blasting, like, power leveling up Blue Mage is going to eat through a lot of my rested experience, and I would like to keep as much of that as I can for actual leveling and stuff. But that's not something you guys need to worry about. It's just kind of a heads up ahead of time to let you know what the dealio is. Yes, what business have ye at Maylands Gate? So, this is where they conduct inspections on all goods imported to Limsa. Most fascinating. I must simply take notes for future reference. You are employed here, yes? My companions and I hail from Ishgard, and we have come to Limsa to discuss matters of trade. Ah, then you've definitely come to the right place. Any inquiries what ye may have regarding duties, tariffs, prohibited goods, and what have ye, I or one of my fellow assessors would be more than happy to enlighten ye. I see. To be precise, we seek to introduce wares from your nation to our own homeland, where we believe such items would be in demand. Might you be able to recommend us to a trader dealing in such wares? Aye, but of course. Why didn't you say so sooner, my good man? In that case, you'll be wanting to talk on one of the three great pirate powers here in town. Pirates? Aye, since the signing of the Galadian Accord, they're more than an officially sanctioned agency, raiding the Garleans at the Admiral's behest, taking part in honest trade and the like. Least that much can be said of the Sanguine Sirens and the Krakens. Bloody executioners are a whole nother matter, so I recommend you limit any deal and negotiation you feel like partaking in to the former two. I reckon the Sanguine Sirens would be as good start as any, and they're known to be a bit more welcoming to outsiders, like yourselves. You'll find them up over in the tavern known as the Missing Number, if you're up for a parley. Yes, I do believe I've heard enough. Thank you for your time, and good day. I can scarce believe it has come to this, but I suppose we may have no recourse. Well, Lord Francel, I trust you know the way to this missing member. Should you cut yourselves a deal, don't forget to report all your imports and exports to Maelvan's Gate. Otherwise, we'll claim what's due one way or the other. Day 0 today. Lion Con for people picking stuff up. Yeah, that makes sense. I saw that there were pictures of people in line, so I didn't know if it was a pre-reg kind of situation, picking up your badges and stuff, or whatever. And then the keynotes tomorrow. I'd love to make it to a fan fest one day. But sadly, not this time. This is my first time visiting an actual den of pirates. I must confess, I am rather excited and intimidated by it all. Everyone is here. Yes, then let's be on our way.
This may not go well.
By the fury, it's a veritable haven of pirate wenches. But I will not back down from this challenge. Watch closely, Lord Francel, and let me show you how a deal is made. Huh! Greetings and welcome to the missing member. Do you have a reservation, sir? I do not. I have come from Ishgard to discuss matters of trade with the captain of the esteemed Sanguine Sirens, and I was told I might find her here. You were you? Why, yes, I suppose you might. Make yourself comfortable, and I'll let the captain know she's got a new visitor. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Oh boy, here we go. As you want, Drylanders, state your business quick, and best hope it worth my while, else me sirens will see you gutted and sleeping with the fishes before you know what cuffed you. Pray, stay your hand, my lady. I meant only to consult with you on a potential business proposition that might prove mutually beneficial. I hail from the nation of Ishgard, and I do believe that your fine wares would be most highly sought after in our nation. Ishgard? You must be daft to think any pirate in her right mind would have an half a mind to set one foot in some bleeding snow-swept wasteland at the edge of the world. You must have confused me with that puffy shirt captain of the Krakens, or someone else who might got more swagger than sense. Now get out of my sight before I cut your blabbering tongue and toss it tonight's stew. A thousand pardons, my lady. I shall take my leave anon and seek out these Krakens of whom you speak. I thank you for your kindness, and wish you and your sirens all the... I said get out of my... Wait a bleeding minute. Why does that self-righteous face of yours seem so bloody familiar? Ah, never mind, I got bigger fish to gut. Now be gone from here, you'll be joining them. If I were you, I'd best be taking her advice to heart. You'll find the Krakens at the Seventh Sage, just past here and beyond the Drowning Winch. I do hope your parley there proves more fruitful. Melcoco, why are you going back inside? You have a job to do. Hi, Coco.
Have you been to the Seventh Sage yet? I suspect the Krakens will give you a warmer welcome than you found here.
Could swear I've seen that smug old bastard self-satisfied mug somewhere before, but bugger me if I could tell you where. I can't think of anything. Can you, chat room? It's okay if you can't. There was a day, by the way, a couple days ago, where I was writing something related to Heavensward stuff, and I genuinely, on God, forgot Bismarck's name. And, I just couldn't pull it out for some reason. I had to ask in another Discord. I was like, guys, what's the name of the fucking whale primal again? It was so embarrassing. God damn it, I am so yawny today.
Considering his son's tragic disappearance at sea, one can only imagine the complex emotions the Count must be feeling. Let us tread lightly, friend. Welcome to the Seventh Sage. Would you care to peruse our diverse array of exotic herbs and spices? Pardon me, my good lady. I am Charlemont of House Durandare, and I have traveled to your fair nation from Ishgard. Might you or any of your colleagues perchance be interested in selling your fine spices in my homeland? I can assure you that many of my countrymen would be willing to pay a handsome price for them. Durandare, did you say? My sincere apologies, good sir, but in accordance with company policy, we are not entering into partnerships with parties from the Holy See at this time. No parties from the Holy See? What insular, close-minded nonsense is... What I mean to say is we are prepared to make the arrangement most appetizing to you. As appetizing as salted arbor herring, one might say. To wit, our astrologians have devised a method to accurately gauge one's present location and bearing regardless of the season. A technique which I do believe would be most beneficial to esteemed privateers such as yourselves. To think the old man would be willing to reveal a treasured house secret to outsiders. Dastardly, despicable pirates, no less. Perhaps there's hope for Ishgard yet. Pray, excuse me for a moment. Captain! Yes, don't worry not. I was just about to bid our guests farewell. As per your explicit orders not to... What was that? Are you certain? I see. I'll convey the message then. Forgive me for my hasty decision. The captain says he will entertain your proposition, but on one condition. He will only speak to the adventurer here. I see. In that case, I have little choice. Ruja, was it? I have done little to deserve your charity, but I would ask you this one favor. Might I entrust the negotiations to you? Sure. Very well, then, if you would come this way. Captain Carvalane of the Krakens awaits you atop the stairs. One more thing, you are no means to speak his name, nor describe his face to anyone from Ishgard, or he will personally have you keel-hauled. No hard feelings, of course. Yeah, whatever. Oh, damn it, she's a shopkeeper, so I can't, like, actually chat with her, unfortunately. Hey, Carvalane. My associate has apprised me of the situation. So, this delegation from the sea wishes to establish trade relations with us, do they? The Ishgardians, consumed with only their petty war, living out their days in that gloomy, frigid land devoid of passion or imagination. Just thinking back to my dreary days in that miserable place is enough to make me ill. At the war's end, it would appear that a new wind blows in my homeland. While I am not so naive to assume that they have left their past entirely behind, I will trust that the sea's desire to change, as well as that of the man who has come to me on their behalf, is sincere. Besides, it would not hurt to be owed a debt of gratitude by one of Eorzea's greatest heroes, no? Gerald, the document. It's Gerald, sir. But here you go. This here is an agreement consenting to the formal commencement of trade within the Krakens and House Durandare of Ishgard. It is in Gerald's name and marked with our official seal to authorize the transaction. I would appreciate it if you could deliver this to the Count de Durandare on my behalf. Are you quite sure about this, Captain? Let us be thankful that adventurer showing up when she did. If that man had forced his way into my office, I shudder to think of what might have ensued. It is strange, though. For long years, the mere sight of the man's face filled me with loathing. But seeing it again now, I feel only this odd sense of nostalgia. And yet, I dare not entertain the thought of doing anything more. It would only serve to undo all I have accomplished. No. I have no mind to give up my freedom for whatever I might gain in its place. Yes, this will do. Hold on. We gotta go back. The Count de Durandare is waiting. I suggest you deliver the document with all speed. I have it on good account that he's not a patient man. No. All right. So, in case it's not obvious, it really should be. Carvalane is the missing Durandare kid. He was not killed. He became a pirate of his own free will, basically. And once again, it's funny to me because I have never done this quest line before doing Stormblood, right? And like I said, in Stormblood, there is a cutscene early on that implies that Carvalane is a missing, like, lord of the high houses of Ishgard. But that is realistically the first real, like, hint that Carvalane is someone who is important from Ishgard. There's hints scattered all over the place that, like, he is Ishgardian and, like, he just kind of found his way here and then worked his way up the ladder. Excuse me. But it's really odd to me. And honestly, I think kind of an oversight that cutscene is unchanged if you have not seen that Stormblood cutscene. Because it completely ruins the surprise. You know? And also, I suppose, realistically speaking, if you are at level 60, you could have started Stormblood by now. So it's not unheard of that you probably might have seen that cutscene by now while you're doing this quest. Because, also, again, the way that we are playing this game for stream is not the usual way that most people would play this game, unfortunately. I think that people... there are a lot of things from the way that I'm doing this playthrough that a lot of people could stand to do to make the experience of playing this game more interesting. But that's beside the point. I just think that, like, I don't know. It's odd, you know? It's another. This is another one of those things. It's not exactly on the same level, but I think I would compare this most specifically to Istinian appearing in the A Realm Reborn Dragoon questline, no matter what your progression in, like, other expansions is. It's not super anachronistic, but it is assuming that you have done a quest that it is possible for you to not have done at this point in the game. You know? It almost feels like sequence breaking. Anyway, dare I ask how you fared in there, Ruja? Well, do you have anything to show for your efforts? Yes, I have a signed contract. Signed by Gerald and bearing the official seal of the Krakens, this contract officially authorizes trade with House Durandare of Ishgard. Why, this is more than I dared to hope we would achieve. However did you manage this? Your passionate plea won him over. He chose to believe in Ishgard's future. I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. I would say I like the third one is the funny option. It's the silly honk my clown nose answer, but I think the second answer is probably the most, like, it's my favorite one, at least. He did. Pirate or no, this man clearly has done his research on our great nation, and I commend him for his wisdom and prescience. At any rate, I have finally accomplished that which I sought to here in Eorzea, and I can finally return to Ishgard in triumph, as befitting the Lord of the highest of houses. I am in your debt, Lord Charlemont, and you, Rouge. With this, the day that the finest goods from the realm over are traded freely in the markets of Featherfall is all but upon us. To think that a pirate captain of all people would be the first person in these lands to see the merit of doing business with the illustrious House Durandare. May Featherfall flourish. Francel is ready to make a triumphant return home. Rouge, Lord Charlemont, I must thank you once more for accompanying me on this journey. Owing to your tireless efforts, our mission has succeeded beyond my loftiest expectations. And you expected less of me? At any rate, I do believe it is past time that we returned home. There are preparations that must be seen to, yes? But of course! Speaking of which, I have been giving considerable thought as to how we might best organize the new commercial district. To that end, I would be most grateful if the two of you would visit the location and share your thoughts upon our return. My time is valuable, as you might imagine, but I suppose I can spare a moment or two to lend my expertise. 'Tis most appreciated, my lord. In that case, let us each attend to any unresolved matters we may have here, then reconvene back in the firmament at our earliest opportunity. Travel in safety, my friends. Back we go. Oh, wait. I always forget that you can't fucking teleport to the firmament via Ethernet for some goddamn reason. Alright, off to Featherfall, I guess. Or never mind, just slightly north of here. I guess I'm okay then. You can? Can you? Maybe I'm stupid. No, sorry. I don't mean the Empyrean. I mean the Firmament. Because they're separate areas. Because if you're talking about the housing district, you can't. You can do that from the Big Crystal, but you can't do. I don't think you can do the Firmament, despite having the exact same layout and technically occupying the same space. It is but a short walk from here to the Featherfall Commercial District. Allow me to show the way. Or maybe I'm stupid again. I'll double check later. I must give credit where credit is due, Lord Francel. This place is almost beginning to look halfway habitable. Francel, we were wondering if you'd ever come home. Yes, you can work with the Firmament via the main Aetheryte. Oh! Okay. Yeah, I'm stupid then. My brothers! And you too, sister! How wonderful it is to see you all again. Oh, but you simply must hear the news! Yeah, this is the guy who is manning one of the desks, by the way. Aravel and Falconau apprised us just now. Why, if even half of what we heard is true, it would appear your excursion abroad has proved most fruitful. And this off the back of the Diadem's designation as the official gathering grounds for the Restoration. Without you to extol its potential to our leaders, I doubt we would have received the necessary approval and funding. You do Ishgard a great service, Francel. As your sister, I could not be more proud. My dearest siblings, you flatter me overmuch. Why, I could not have hoped to accomplish even a fraction of this without the expertise and influence of my esteemed companions. I always forget that Stefan even is Francel's brother. And so it's really funny that I've given two of them Australian accents, and then two of them are just normal. Oh, I really need to think about these things more. There was another brother, but he got killed by the Calamity. Yeah, bitch made. Skill issue. Shouldn't have done that. Of that I have no doubt, Mistress Lorelei. Mistress Lorelei, as you so selflessly served Ishgard during the war, you continue to go above and beyond in this era of peace. I have not the words to express my gratitude. And, my most honourable Lord Charlemont, pray accept my humble gratitude in accompanying my impulsive little brother in his travels, and for opening his horizons with your vast wisdom and vast experience and worldly wisdom. Yes, I can only hope the boy gained something from my presence. But Francois, we were not here to simply shower you with praise. No, we were hoping we might lend our aid to your efforts in a more tangible fashion. Indeed, after all, it would not do for the goods to flow only in one direction, while the coin flows in the other, no? Allow me to be more direct. The Sky Steel Manufactory has recently opened a new branch in Featherfall, yes? I have a mind to spend some time there myself, overseeing repair and maintenance orders, putting wares on display for potential sale to buyers from the realm over, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, Orvale and I have discussed the matter at length, and we suspect that traders from far-off lands might show an interest in the natural abundant resources harvested from the diadem in the Sea of Clouds. I have no words. Your assistance in the reconstruction effort would mean the world to me. Look, there's Dante in the background. Kind of. Sons and daughters of House Hailnot. Mayhap I misjudged them.
Say that again?
Mocked and branded as heretics in the highborn and the common folk alike, forced to suffer the loss of kin, friends, and loyal followers alike over the years of bloody war. Still, they forge ahead to build a brighter future for our nation. For so long, I thought them too earnest and agreeable for their own good, but perhaps that artless hope and enthusiasm is precisely what Ishgard needs in this new age. Would that my own son could be here as well, that he too could be among those leading the effort to transform our society for the generations to come. Strange, is it not? I am more certain than ever that he is alive somewhere in this world and doing great things in his own right. Mayhap one day he will return to me, and mayhap not. Either way, the decision is his, and his alone to make.
Wow, you turn around real fucking fast, man. It's kind of crazy.
For so long I clung to the past, fearing that there was no place for me in this new age of openness, enlightenment, and change, but the truth is clear to me now. This is a new world we live in, and where we must all adapt or be left behind. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. And the passionate, capable young men and women around me will show me the way. Yeah! My sincerest apologies, Lord Charlemont. It seems my siblings and I got somewhat carried away in conversation. If you are ready, it would be my pleasure to escort you to Featherfall.
That guy's not doing too well. Hang on a sec. Is this new dialogue? I don't think so, but let's double check. Oh yeah, no, we've seen that one before. Oh, don't worry, Otaku. We'll get to that in 2 expansions.
So, this is Featherfall. I must say, it has a certain charm about it. Rouja, Lord Charlemont, over here. We're standing right next to you. I did not imagine your preparations were proceeding so briskly, Lord Francel. One might wonder if they're proceeding too hastily. Yet, at the same time, one cannot help but be impressed. You are too kind, my lord. I am pleased to say that Featherfall markets are nigh ready to open. Truly, we could not have accomplished this without you. Nor you, Rouja, nor my dear siblings, my associates, and all in Ishgard and the 3 nations who have expended efforts on our behalf. Without all of you, my loftiest dreams to rebuild the firmament would have gone for naught. Thank you, my friends. I will not forget your kindness and generosity for the rest of my days. Nay, 'tis I who owes you thanks, Lord Franco. Traveling with you has done much to open my eyes, and I'm not too prideful to admit it. At least not any more. If I hope to lead House Durandare into a new age of prosperity, there is much I must yet learn about the world outside Ishgard, a world to which I have been blind for far too long. In return for helping me to learn this lesson, allow me to offer you some parting advice. You have accomplished much here already, but do not rest on your laurels, for the greatest challenges are yet to come. Thank you, my lord. Pray, rest assured that I have no intention of shirking my duties. As more and more people flock to the firmament to hawk their wares and ply their trades, my ability to manage affairs here will be tested like never before. They will indeed, and yet I suspect you are up to the task. Still, should you ever find yourself over your head, do not hesitate to call upon House Durandare. And with that, I should be off. Ruja, might you have a moment to spare afterwards? There is a matter on which I would seek your counsel. I, too, should be getting back to the many tasks at hand. Till we meet again, my friends. I actually would not have minded if the lad remained with us a while longer, but well. In any event, the matter I would discuss with you concerns the broom. If you are not otherwise occupied, I should very much like to hear your thoughts. You can get a Somall Tart or Ishgardian tea. I'll take a Somall Tart. Or actually, we get both of them. Never mind. Featherfall Rising. And many more quests have popped up. So we've got the Broom Lifts, Calling All Adventures, A Gathering of Gala Cats, and A Fashionable Friendship. This is the next stage of the main quests. So we'll get to that eventually. Sorry, one sec. All right, we'll start with Charlie. Count Charlemagne de Durandare would petition your aid in realizing his bold vision for the future of Ishgard, the Broom Lifts. I thank you for entertaining my request. There is another who I believe would be keen to hear what you have to say. We shall be arriving anon. Hey, it's Dromon! I didn't recognize him because I haven't seen him for so long, but... Ruja, the Count mentions there was someone he wished to introduce me to, but I did not believe it to be you. Tell me, how have you fared since last we met? Oh, ended the war, the usual. Mayhap I should have surmised the two of you were already acquainted. Ruja accompanied Lord Francel and I on our trade delegations to the Three Nations, which, I dare say, would not have been nearly as successful as it was without her insight. Since returning home, I have been pondering many a matter. Long has House Durandare stood at the fore and done its sworn duty to protect our countrymen from heretics and the Horde. But Ishgard now enters a new era. In these changing times, how must House Durandare adapt to best serve our fair nation? This is the question that most occupies my thoughts of late. As our nation turns its eye to the outside world, I would once more look within. House Durandare shall see that our nation thrives as never before, and every Ishgardian is able to reap the benefits of peace and prosperity. I am not sure what to say, my lord. Clearly your journey has had quite an effect on you. Needless to say, I wholeheartedly agree with your noble aim, and promise to offer whatever aid is in my power to answer. My knights as well are searching for ways in which they might serve the people now that their blades are no longer needed. Should you lack for manpower, you need but say the word. Very good. I would first task them with carried out some long overdue restorations in the Broom, which unfortunately remains in a most sorry state. But it will not suffice to physically rebuild the city. No, for our citizens to truly prosper, we will need a steady flow of goods and services. A healthy economy is the lifeblood of any nation, after all. To that end, I intend to put House Durandair's fleet of airships to use in shuttling material to and from far-off lands. You rowed one of our vessels yourself and you aided in reclaiming the Stone Vigil, did you not? You will forever have my gratitude for your efforts that day. In any event, we will have need of pilots and machinists, and in far greater numbers than we have now. There are many here who would benefit from learning a trade by which they might earn their keep, because, of course, your worth is only decided by what you can contribute to society. We will recruit these individuals and train them to the best of our ability. For this, I would enlist the services of a knowledgeable and patient instructor. Mayhap there is someone you could recommend, Lord Drillmold. Thinkles. Why yes, I do believe I know just the man. He knows our airships inside and out, and he has an admirable passion for sharing his craft with those around him. He's battle-tested as well. He was the very pilot who served us to help us reclaim the Stone Vigil, after all. His name is Sestival, and do not let his youth fool you. He's as knowledgeable and reliable as many men twice his age. That said, there is a rub. I have seen neither hide nor hair of him since the war ended. He suffered a wound in his last battle, and I have rumors that he has since fallen on hard times. Many such men eke out a living in the broom these days. It's a most unfortunate situation, one that does not reflect well on our house, or our nation. We must do right by these brave souls, and we must do it now. And so I turn to you, Rusha. Might I task you in seeking out this Sestivald and relaying my offer? I have already drawn up a contract that you might deliver it to the man. I would approach the man directly, but our recent foray to the Three Nations has convinced me that when it comes to negotiating with the common folk, you are far more capable than I. Besides, if I am to bring my plans to fruition, there is another whose aid I must petition, and with all haste. Will you do me this favor and speak with Sestivald in my stead? Sure. Then I too shall return to the White-Brim front and recruit as many knights as I can for the cause. That would be most appreciated, Lord Drillmont. Guys, it's 5 o'clock and there's no thunderstorm. My life fucking sucks. And with that, I will take my leave. May your meeting with Sestival be a fruitful one. I can't have shit! First, I learned that one of my fucking coworkers is like a crazy religious nut who thinks that ADHD and autism are demons that need to be exorcised. And now it's not even fucking thunderstorming. It's at 95% chance in my weather app, by the way. Fucking stupid-ass weather. I'm sorry? I said there was a 95% chance of thunderstorm in my weather app. And there's no thunderstorm. Isn't that crazy? Oh, there he is. Hi there. Yeah, I'm Sestival. Who's that? By the Fury. Are mine eyes to be believed? That's the part you were talking about? Yeah, that's why I answered it. Elaborate epistle. A missive drafted in flowery quillmanship on fine parchment adorned with the exquisite seal of House Durandair. Sorry, I need to stand up and get my water again. I put it away because it wasn't cold enough. I'm hoping it's cold enough now, but my throat is starting to hurt, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Scoosh, I 100% agree with you. I love stormy weather, and me and my roommate are both in agreement that, like, one of our favorite things to do whenever there's a thunderstorm is to turn off all the lights in the apartment, open the curtains, and just, like, sit there and listen as the rain patters and the thunder goes off. It's great.
I even did it recently. There was a couple weeks ago, or maybe like a week ago or so, there was like a crazy hailstorm that lasted for, I would say, maybe 20 minutes in my town. And, I mean, it was loud as fuck. But, like, it wasn't exactly a thunderstorm, you know, but, like, I put it out, I did what I usually do. I turned all the lights off, I did my, my usual thing. It was great. I took a video of it. I want to see if I can send it in the Discord. It might be too big. Nope, it worked. There we go. It's in the video channel in the Discord. Oh, oops. Here you go, man. Let's see if I remember what voice I did for you. Like 20 seconds ago. What's this? Count Charlemagne de Durandare would personally entreat your services as an instructor and mentor to aspiring airship pilots throughout the... Look, you may be the slayer of gods, but if this is your idea of a jest, it's true, you say? Then of course I accept. I would be a fool not to. Though, why, the lord of the highest of houses and a hero such as yourself would turn to a broken-bodied nobody rotting away his days in the broom is beyond my comprehension. Pray, allow me to say that it was a true honor to have you on board my airship in the operation to retake the Stone Vigil. Mere memory of that triumph has carried me through even the darkest of days. At any rate, the letter goes on to state that should I accept the offer, I am to report the site of the planned training facility, which, according to this, is to be constructed here in the Broom at once. And I do believe I am inclined to do just that. Might I be so bold as to ask you to accompany me? It's been a while since I consorted with nobles, and I fear I might do something to embarrass myself. Remember learning about every Thunderstrike takes about 3 seconds longer than the last as a kid and being amazed by that fact? Yeah. I feel like thunderstorms and lightning storms and stuff are some of the most, like, generally interesting and fascinating of weather phenomena. You know? Like, they're just neat. According to the letter, the site in question is just beyond here. Shall we? These are boxes. Oh, Mr. Kane, Edmont is here as well. What do you know? You must be Sestavold. On behalf of House Durandare, I thank you for entertaining my offer. Allow me to get right to the matter at hand. As you may know, Lord Francel's efforts to bolster trade with some of the most prestigious merchants from the Three Nations have borne considerable fruit. As such, we have need for capable airship pilots to shuttle supplies to and fro. Lord Drillmont has spoken highly of your expertise. I would have you train the next generation of pilots who will steal Ishgard to a brighter future. It is my hope that this will also serve to provide an honest, profitable trade for a number of the unfortunate souls who call this place home. My lord, I do not know what to say. You show great mercy to this battered, broken man and give him the chance to rebuild his life in a way he never imagined. I am honored and blessed to accept your offer. For as long as I draw breath, I will serve your cause with every ounce of strength and passion that I am able to muster. This was me today with one of the students who used their student ID to buy me a hot chocolate. This is word for word what I said to them. There is also the matter of securing the funds necessary to operate the new facility, as well to maintain our fleet. Lord Edmont, I trust I can count on the support of House Forton in this matter. That is... Oh, oops. Excuse me. That is no longer my decision to make, but I will consult with Artoirel, and I see no reason why he will not be receptive to your cause.
When you arrived at Fortalt Manor and said you would speak with me in private, I must admit I had my doubts as to what you had in mind. But I cannot well turn a blind eye to the underprivileged men and women of our society, can I? At least not any more than we already have. Not when the savior of Ishgard stands before me, ready to fight for them. That is why you brought Mistress Lorelei here, is it not? You may think yourself subtle or Charlemagne, but I am wise to your ways. After all, this is not the first time you have brought me around to your cause. So this time, at least, I can say it is a noble one. For years, House Durandare and Fortalt have struggled for supremacy. But we are not so different, you and I. Is it such a terrible thing that we take advantage of each other from time to time? I think not. Besides, I cannot very well let you live a life of leisurely retirement while I have been remain on the front lines, fighting for men and women who have been forgotten for far too long. As members of Ishgard's most privileged class, it is our calling to lead our nation into a new era of prosperity and enlightenment, and I, for one, have no intention of shirking this duty. We get magic prism of 2 houses, and I will not use these. And the broom is now lifted. Will this area be updated in any way, shape, or form to represent this new airship training facility? I'm so glad you asked, Chad. No. Not really. Other than like this. You know? There's paper on the wall and this door isn't boarded up anymore. But that's about it. Yep, that same guy is still hitting that fucking rock. Thanks to your efforts, House Durandare and Fortalt have awakened to the plight of Ishgard's poor and suffering. Took them fucking long enough! And the restoration of the broom has begun in earnest. It will not finish. Unless they make Ishgardian Restoration 2! Which I hope they don't. What's up, Zesty? Well met, friend. I'm pleased to say that we've seen no end to aspiring machinists looking to apprentice here. Say, you wouldn't happen to be interested yourself, would you? I am already a machinist, my friend. I have no need for such a thing. Alright. I don't think there's any, like, updated NPC things that have happened as a result of us doing that. We can look around a little bit. You can see the guys down there, you know, doing their thing. New building materials still haven't arrived. Any moment now, I reckon. I guess there is some new stuff. I gotta say, I am kind of genuinely impressed that they put something down there, because I mean, like, honestly, nobody walks along this wall and looks down at those things, you know? Except me. Reckoning for a while, I bet. Yep. I feel the same way. Alright. Back in we go. We're gonna do some more side quests. Alright. Yes. Let's start over here at Featherfall, because I know at least one of these quests is just like a quick one and done. We don't have to go for too long. A gathering of Galacats. The sullen soldier is looking about anxiously. Why, if it isn't the savior of Ishgard, and the hero who helped us deal with that stray Galakitten the other day. Couldn't have come at a better time. For reasons I cannot begin to imagine, one of those confounded cats is back. And what's more, it appears to have brought its friends. Or so I've been told. As you might imagine, we're at something of a loss as to how to address the situation. If the tales I've heard are true, these creatures originally hail from the Sea of Clouds, and some scholars, in fact, believe them to be a type of void sent. Why, it's enough to send a shiver up a man's spine. Surely you see that we cannot simply allow these baleful creatures to prowl about the firmament as they please. And so I beg of you, might you be so kind as to look into the matter and find some way to save us from this formidable, fluffy menace? One of my cohorts mentioned that he saw the beast roaming just a ways down the road. And here, take this pouch of dried cloud crawler with you. It said the little beasts can't resist the scent. We have here the cloud crawler pouch. This compact sack pouch packed to the brim with dried cloud crawler vines gives off a distinctively tantalizing aroma. Oh, he's hiding. We simply must catch that furry fiend before it and its friends can wreak havoc on the firmament. Oh, you know what? Actually, hang on a sec. Before we do anything else, I wanted to come over here. Mayhap some nuts and other fruits of the forest. Freshest catches of the day and exotic spices to season them. We have all you need. This is sure to win her heart. Did any of your fine products catch your discerning eye? Oh, I'm glad this guy isn't shivering anymore. That's always nice. So we've got our new stalls opened up. And I think these stalls are all the same. Yes. These are all just your average Ishgardian hawkers. Whoa, how does he do that? Hurts my fingers just to look at it. I think we might have missed this, actually, the first time we went through this. They love me! Everyone loves me! Oh. Take a look at that juggling animation. Yeah, look at him go. Did I ever tell you guys that I had to learn how to juggle in order to graduate from high school? Fun fact about me. And did I learn to juggle? Sure didn't. Yeah, I tried, and then I did so bad at it that, like, the gym teacher was just like, it's fine, I'll just pass you. And I was like, cool, whatever. You place the snack in the middle of the street near where the Gala Cat was sighted. Retreat to the shadows and hope that your quarry takes the bait. Ooh, the old Final Fantasy XIV classic of right-click to place item down, and then right-click again at separate location to wait for thing to happen. That's a big-ass fucking sack. Holy shit. Oh, damn, he's well-dressed, actually. You found it! But what's this? The furry creature's clad itself in an overcoat suitable for the fiercest of blizzards. Wherever did it get its paws on such garb? Yeah, that is not garb, my unlearned friend. What the fuck are you? Another one? And it speaks? What foul sorcery is this? I am but an innocent traveler with a fondness for our feline friends. I journey to the far ends of the realm, doing all in my power to see that these creatures are appreciated for the fluffy balls of inimitable cuteness that they are. Now, let us return to the topic of the Gala Cat's garb and the wings which appear to be a part of it. Do you know that it is said that no one has ever seen the garb removed, and that every unfortunate soul who has ever made an attempt has been met with hissing, clawing rage? In any event, it is true. And in that sense, it might not be said that the creature's Gala Cat garb is not a garb at all, but rather an extension of the creature's corporeal form. Not only might it be said, but I proclaim it loudly and with the utmost of confidence. Likewise, I would posit that these heavily layered silks are evidence that the Gala Cat has adapted to its chilly surroundings. Furthermore, the creature's ample belly would seem to be an incontrovertible proof that it has been dining on the most sumptuous of feasts. Do you mean that someone has been feeding this creature? And this surprises you? Why, just gaze into those innocent eyes. See how its tail flicks and curls with such enchanting, enigmatic grace. Behold how it goes about its business, entirely unburdened by the expectations of mortal men. And I thought that no animal could be more delightful than those Gala Cats that frolic in the air above our heads, but to see one of such stout and ample proportions, why, I am simply overwhelmed with the sheer force of its immeasurable cuteness. Oh, but I can bear it no longer. I must simply behold the creature up close. I must embrace it, caress its fur, scratch it behind its ears, nuzzle its nose, and tell it over and over what a cute little kitty it is. Yes, what a cute little kitty you are.
Meow. I'm leaving.
Wait! Heavens, do you think I came on a bit too strong? In any event, we must pursue it at once. Come on now! Okay. I'm not so sure about this. Perhaps chasing after Void Set isn't the wisest course of action? But I suppose we have no choice. I swore an oath to keep the residents of the firmament safe, after all. Let us exercise due caution, though. Hi there. What is the meaning of this?
There you are, my delightful ball of fluffy cuteness. I promise you I only want to love you and cuddle you forever and ever.
You just like me. I have a bad feeling about this.
Wow, wow.
There's so many of them. What is all this commotion? Quiet, all of you, or you'll scare them away.
Aha, so you are the master of these creatures, I presume?
Master? Hardly. I took to simply feeding one of them, and it was a way to fend off the pangs of loneliness that come with being so far from home, and before I knew it, well, you can see for yourself. I am not unsympathetic to your situation, my friend, but we simply cannot allow these creatures to run about rampant about in the firmament. All their cuteness and fluffiness be damned. They are monsters, after all. All I know is they've never done me any harm. Why, give them a snack and they'll curl up right next to you and let you cuddle them and nuzzle their noses to your heart's content.
How generous and giving is the Gala Cat. And pray tell, my friend, just how does it feel to cuddle and nuzzle these most delightful creatures?
Probably feels fucking awesome, actually. How can I put it? Their fur is soft and smooth, and their nose is toasty and warm. Their little cute whiskers tickle the face, and they give off the most delightful aroma, akin to that of freshly washed bed linens, or perhaps closer to bread right out of the oven. But they smell good, is what I'm saying.
You need say no more, for verily there is no creature so heavenly as the cat.
Yes, no cat must go uncuddled. I'm more of a dog person, actually. I personally am a cat person, but I'm realizing for the first time I've never considered if Ruja is a cat person. I think she's a cat person, yes. Because she would want affection from the cats, but they would never give it to her because she's sad and wet and pathetic. And yes, dogs would bark and scare her, exactly. Genius. Hear, hear. At any rate, I can assure you I've been in contact with the officials at the Mendicant's Court in hopes of finding proper homes for the creatures as soon as I possibly can. Surely you can agree they deserve that much. Please don't chase them away. Well, at the very least, they seem to pose no danger, and their population seems to be under control. I suppose I can overlook the matter for the time being. But be forewarned that should the situation change and the creatures prove a threat, we'll not hesitate to use force when necessary. Isn't that so, friend? Yeah, sure, I'll kill them.
Meow. What's this? You wish to accompany me on my journey? Oh, but why did you not say so sooner? It would be a pleasure and an honor both. Come, my fluffy friend, and let us spread a love for all things feline, far and wide across the land.
I think this guy should appear in more expansions. Personally. How you doing, man? To think that I would meet another who adores these creatures as much as I. I dream of a day where every man, woman, and child in Ishgard has their own Gaelic to cuddle and cherish. Oh, how heavenly that would be. Yeah, these quests are fun. He should appear in living memory, not as an endless, just him. Yeah, sure, whatever, why not? Okay, next, probably calling all adventurers is going to be next, I would expect. Although I am a little curious to know if that guy and or the feline guy appear anywhere in the firmament afterwards, but I'm not 100% sure. Oof. Philistau. Philistau is carefully inspecting the structure before him. What are we looking at, man?
Well, if it isn't the savior of Ishgard, 'tis an honor and a pleasure indeed to be graced with your presence. As it just so happens, there was a matter regarding which I was hoping to consult with an esteemed adventurer such as yourself. Ah, but forget my manners. I am Philistau, and Lord Francel has tasked me with overseeing the paperwork for a new residence here in the firmament. Thanks in no small part due to your selfless efforts on our behalf, countless adventurers, tradesmen, and laborers from across Eorzea have chosen to make this place their home. And now that the Hoarfrost has been completed, we finally have a place to put them all. There is, however, just one rub. We have, at least thus far, lacked a facility to serve as the role of the Adventurers Guild that one might find in other nations, a role which will increasingly become vital as our population continues to grow. And so, I have decided to devote this building we stand before to that very purpose. Unfortunately, I am rather embarrassed to admit this. I am not entirely clear on precisely what manner of business is conducted at these guilds, and in turn, what sort of structure might best serve that purpose. Pray, enlighten me, friend. What would you say is the defining characteristic of an active, successful adventurers guild? A place where adventurers can come to each other's aid, a place where citizens in need can enlist adventurers' services. Wouldn't hurt to have a tavern. Probably just a place where citizens can hire them, right? Because, I mean, that's kind of the lifeblood of adventuring, is, you know, you need people to give you adventures and such. Ah, so that is the primary purpose of an adventurers guild. If adventurers are to render assistance efficiently and swiftly, it certainly stands to reason that there needs to be a dedicated venue for which they may receive petitions from the townsfolk. Thank you, my friend. The insight you have shared with me will no doubt prove invaluable in making this venue one that will serve adventurers in the firmament and making them feel at home. If I could impose on you one last time, might you be willing to speak with some of your peers here in the firmament and see if you could find a generous soul or two who would be willing to stop by? After all, an adventurer's guild without adventurers is hardly worthy of the name. Sure. Many thanks, my friend. I have no doubt that as the savior of Ishgard and a fellow adventurer, your words will resonate with them far more than mine ever could. Have you perchance been able to recruit any of your fellow adventurers to aid in the establishment of our new Adventurers Guild? Please, my friend, you are my best hope. Alright, off we go. I can jog.
Is there something you need from me?
We're making an Adventurers Guild.
A new Adventurers Guild, eh? I've only just arrived from Old Dawn. I'm still learning the lay of the land. Not embarrassed to admit I was hoping there might be a place or two I could... or a place where I could meet some veteran types, learn a thing or two. Color me interested.
Ogre here, I guess.
Oh yeah, do you have anything else new to say? Mistress Ruja, we are forever in your debt. Has Lord Francel shown you about the Rising Song Quarter yet, pray tell? And hey, it's these four. Hey, folks. If it isn't Ruja. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. What brings you to the firmament today? Go to my new adventurers guild in Ishgard. They mean to build an adventurers guild here in Featherfall, you say? I do believe I speak for everyone here when I say this is a most welcome development indeed. After all, it has been rather tedious going from door to door every day, asking the townspeople if they had any tasks requiring an adventurer's expertise. If there is anything I can do to see that the new facility is a rousing success, I am more than happy to do it. As a reminder, those four were people we talked with in the last stream about the various things happening for adventurers in this area, and additionally as well, they are also characters that have appeared in the background of the Rising Stones for a while. We have an Ardrot adventurer over here. Or Ardrot. Need assistance with something, friend? In that case, I would encourage you to consult with one of my colleagues. I fear I'm but an apprentice here, and have little to offer you. Oh, what's that, you say? A new gathering place will be opening here in the firmament. Why, this is wonderful news indeed. I relocated here from Limsa to learn a new trade, but I must admit I find myself feeling a touch homesick at times. I was hoping there might be a place where I could mingle with travelers and hear the latest tales and tidings from my homeland. I must visit it at once. Nice and easy quest there, which is always good. Please let me work here. I'll do anything. Anything, you say? I want to serve Ishgard in any way that I can. Very well, but be warned, it's not easy work. Okay, nothing else. This little girl here kind of looks like Melee. I don't know if I don't think it's her though. I think it's the wrong hair color. I think Melee's hair is a little more silver. Yo. Ah, there you are, friend. I'm pleased to inform you that a number of your peers have already graced us with their presence. Why, this place is starting to feel more and more like an honest-to-goodness adventurers guild with every moment. Rest assured that I will do everything in my power to see that this place flourishes into a home away from home for all adventurers who pay a visit to the Holy See. Pray forgive me for imposing upon the esteemed savior of Ishgard with such a trivial task, but you have done us a great service today, and for that you have my most sincere gratitude. Whenever you are inclined to grace us with your presence, our doors will always be open. Our guild is open to the public now, and I'm pleased to say we've had no trouble attracting adventurers of all stripes. Hearing the tales of lands far and wide has been most eye-opening. Why, if my duties here didn't keep me occupied, I'd have a mind to take to the road myself. Yeah, you know what? Let's go in and look around. Oh. Okay. Do you have games on your phone? Oh, never mind. We have some more updated people around here. I'd like nothing more than to go on a grand adventure. Perhaps there are supplies that need procuring. And that's all we got. Okay, that's great. Okay, over to the new nest for the next part of our orphanage quest line, I think. Yes, it's with these little fuckers again. A fashionable friendship. Peyrakeel appears excited about something. Oh, it's you again. Have you heard? All sorts of merchants and craftsmen from across the realm have come to Featherfall. We were just going to head over there to see for ourselves. You should come with us. It'll be so exciting. This isn't supposed to be exciting, Peyrakeel. They're outsiders to the competition, and we're going to scout them out. Let's get going now.
Okay. Whee! Whew. Oh, man.
What do you suppose that is? And that too. Look at these stones. How do they make them sparkle like that? That's easy.
Oh, it's raining. It's raining for real now. I'm not really seeing any thunder, though. Hey, Marsachomp is there. That's a fun little cameo. Actually, he might even be involved in the quest. I genuinely don't remember. It's been a while since I did these quests.
This is amazing. I've never seen anything like any of these things before. If we could fashion some eye-catching wares of our own, I do believe we could earn good coin here.
Whatever shall we do, sister? Oh, some kids in smocks.
Indeed.
What are you doing in our turf?
Hey, what's the matter? You're looking awfully glum. Oh, hello there. My brother and I heard that traders from around the world, all around the world, had set up shop here in the firmament, so we've come to peruse their wares. And what's more, Mother was kind enough to give us some extra gil to buy ourselves a special treat. This one most luscious-looking exotic fruit that caught our eye, but sadly it's just a bit too expensive. Still, we don't want to settle for anything less. Is that all? If you need money, why don't you just earn it? That's what we do. We make all sorts of things and sell them for good coin.
Oh, he is involved. Neat.
Well, aren't you a spirited one? If you're hurting for gil, maybe we can make ourselves a deal.
What up, champ? I like that she looked really angry for a second there. One sec. I'm gonna do my ritual. I gotta turn off all my lights. One sec. Alright, I'm back.
What kind of deal?
Tough negotiator, see? Here's the story. I'm a hunter from the Dravanian Forelands, and a pretty good one, if I do say so myself. I was on my way back to the wilds after dropping off my chocobo, and that's when it hit me. It's bleeding cold out there, and I could use myself a new overcoat. I'm not looking for anything fancy, mind you. If it keeps me warm and toasty in the blistering snow and wind, that's plenty fine for me. Reckon any of you young ones would be able to help the hunter out.
Huh! Could we ever? You just watch. We'll whip you up the finest coat you've ever seen before you can bat an eyelash.
Good to hear it. I'll be lingering around the markets for a while still, so you can just bring it on back to me whenever it's ready.
Looks like we have a job to do. It's off to Rolandberry Field for me to procure the needed tools. Perhaps you'd like to come along. We don't associate with commoners! Jultazane, Paraquil, can I count on the two of you to get some cloth from old Arkard, yes? When we have all that we need, let's meet back here. Alright, everyone, let's get to work.
Break! Would have reckoned someone like you might have had more important matters on your plate than tending to children. I suppose I'm not one to talk. Anyway, I imagine you'll be going along to see they don't get themselves into trouble. That lass is a determined one, ain't she? I dare say she reminds me of a certain someone.
Who would that be? Would it be Giselle? Are we gonna mention her by name? No? Okay, that's fine.
Hey, Ackard. Well, if it ain't the Rollenberry children, what could old Ackard do for you today?
We need a length of... Drat, what was it again?
Oh, you came too. Good. There's something I want to ask you. What sort of fabric do you think is best for making an overcoat? Parakiel and I, we don't really know about weaving, you see. It's Lysel who fancies herself a seamstress. Well, if it ain't the hero of Ishgard, glad to see you well. I've been trying to get these lads to tell me what sort of fabric they need, but they can't seem to give me a straight answer. So what'll it be?
A thick pelt to ward off the cold, a square of linen, simple, yet stoidy. I'm pretty sure you just want nice thick pelt, right? You know? Yeah, just get a nice thick pelt.
Ha! Is that all? Well, why don't you say so? Old Ackard has just the thing for you. And here you go. I reckon this'll serve you well enough. Why, it most certainly will. Many thanks, my good man. These days, you never see those children without their tools in hand. Shoes, scarves, you name it. Seems as if nothing they can't whip up themselves. Would that I've been half as resourceful at their age.
Hiya! Ow. Oh yeah, okay, Melee's over here. Yeah, it is a different girl that just looks identical to her.
Oh, how I would love to take part in a good snowball fight. Sister simply refuses to even entertain the notion. She says she can't abide getting her hands cold. This gentleman certainly is friendly. Rasquin, there's a favour I'd ask of you. Well, if it's little Lysel, what can I do for you and your friends today? A hunter we met at the markets has hired him to make him an overcoat. Do you have a needle and thread we could borrow? I do indeed, but I can't just let you have it. Why, if you so much as pricked your finger with your tools, I'd never hear the end of it. No need to fear. Ruja is here to watch over me and see that I'm perfectly safe. Isn't that right, Ruja?
Yes, I will give her some gloves or something.
I see. Well, if the Saviour of Ishgard's willing to vouch for you, who am I to oppose? Here you go. Just be careful with him, yeah? Thanks, Rasquin. You're the best. Loath as I am to impose on the Saviour of Ishgard, I would most appreciate it if you could watch over the children and see that they do not injure themselves.
All right. I think yeah, that's the end of the quest. Damn. All right. Okay. Let me. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ugh.
Yes, what is your question, Beast?
Children all came running back like someone set their pants on fire. Just between you and me, I ain't in that much of a hurry. I've never made something for a real hunter before. I hope he likes it. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. Why, I could have procured that square of fabric in my sleep. Is there aught I might do to assist? How marvellous it must be to fashion clothing with one's own hands. I can scarcely wait to learn myself.
Well, I do believe we have everything we need. Shall we get started then?
Do you think people would be interested in watching me go through and craft every Disciple of Hand recipe, or is that too niche? Like, just the crafting part? Or, like, would it also be, like, the gathering of every item you need for it, too? I'm not sure. Because, like, other than just, like, some of, like, the higher end things, the crafting of every item isn't particularly, like, gameplay intensive. I mean, like, obviously it can be a hell of a lot to like, gather everything. Doing the repeat achievements. It might be, like, a fun marathon goal, you know? Like, to just, like... I don't think you could necessarily make, like, a series out of it, really, but, like... As just, like, a challenge for yourself that you advertise as, like, hey, I'm doing this challenge where I do, you know, all of the crafting and whatever. I think it could work like that, certainly. But, yeah, I don't know.
Say, what do I do with this part here? Ah, just hold that in place. Fold it over. Yes, like that. And now stitch right there. Exactly. You're a natural.
Crafting noise! Crafting noise! Ooh. He is looking kind of snazzy, actually.
Why, it's a perfect fit. Our best work yet, if I do say so myself. And how does it feel, good sir?
Sturdy, warm, and even a fair bit more stylish than I've been expecting. You've got yourself one satisfied customer, lass. I reckon this should cover it. Go and buy yourself something nice now.
Oh, thank you. And thank you. We couldn't have done this without you. Here, this is your share. What? But this is just about all of it. Well, seeing as you did just about all the work, it seems only fair. Together with what our mother gave us, we have just enough here to buy our fruit. Speaking of mother, we'd best head back before she starts worrying what's become of us. Might we come back to play again?
I should not have done this fucking voice.
But of course, you're welcome to visit any time. How nice it must be to have a mother to return to.
Maybe you guys should just work really hard at being adopted, stupid.
Don't look so down, lass. Being able to help out a couple of nobles ain't nothing to sneeze at. And I reckon the friendship you've made today will serve you well. Speaking of new friends, I've got just the thing to cheer you up. How'd you like to take a baby chocobo off my hands?
Baby chocobo?
Aye, hatched from an egg of one of my best birds, but I've been having the damnedest time trying to train it. Doesn't seem suited for the hunting life. And so I thought, could use a new family. How'd you like to be its new mother? You're a woman. You'll enjoy child rearing. That's simply how it works, right?
Me, its mother. Why, yes, I'd like that very much.
And with the coin we've earned, we can buy it food and everything. Little ones are going to be over the moon when they hear who's coming to live with us.
Not just the little ones. Rasquin, too. He adores chocobos. Come on, let's go and tell him right now.
Oh, there's a flash of thunder. Or I mean lightning.
Yeah. Oh, God. Excuse me. You know, Ruja, just looking at you and those children calls to mind that time I came upon you and your Zayla Tailfeather. God, how time flies. Speaking of time flying, best be moving on. I got a chocobo to deliver, and then it's back to the road for me. Till next we meet, lass.
Oh yeah, I can hear it, baby. All right, let's head back over to the orphanage real quick. Okay, so here's the thing, folks. Looking at what we have left in this, we have 4 main quests in this, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4 quests in the side variety that unlock after. Hang on. Let me look at something really quick here. Do. Shoot. Okay, yeah, I think I know what I'm going to do. So, I was kind of debating whether or not what I wanted to do was just try and bang out the rest of these quests today. But given how my throat is feeling, I think it's probably best that I don't. I was thinking maybe we could try and kind of roll it into the Paths We Walk questline. But upon double-checking that questline, it is long as fuck. And we already have another thing that we're going to be doing during that stream, too, which is running around and checking up with various NPCs and stuff. Look at that little guy. Checking various NPCs and stuff to check up their updated dialogue. So I think this is probably going to be where we're going to end for today. Look at it go.
How long do you suppose it will be until our chocobo's big enough to ride? To tell the truth, I was worried that Rasquin might refuse to let us keep the baby chocobo. He's something of a stickler about rules and regulations, you know. As it turns out, there was nothing for us to worry about. He said he thinks it would be a good learning experience for us. Why, he even offered to help change its bedding from time to time. I'll have you know I take my responsibilities as the bird's mother quite seriously. I've already trained it to not check at Jewel Chizane's bottom.
Alright, now we have to talk to Rasquin, obviously. God damn it. Of course he doesn't fucking have anything to say. Son of a bitch. Game sucks. Let's see if Melee has anything to say. No. Another flash of lightning. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here I go lightninging again. Alright, folks. I think that is going to do it for me today. I would have liked to have kept going for a little bit longer if I could have managed it. And I probably could have if I had bothered to get a guest with me today, but I did not do that. That being said, as usual, folks, thank you all very much for joining me today. As a reminder, in general house cleaning stuff, I stream Thursdays, Sundays, and now Mondays as well. I be doing Monday things with bees in chat. And that is going to continue, of course. As a look ahead towards the schedule, on this coming Sunday, we are going to be doing more Midnight Suns, I think. And then after that, we will be, of course, finishing up the Firmament quests, and depending upon... No, I don't think there's going to be, like, a seasonal event happening at that point. If there is, it would be great. That would let me pad that stream out a little bit more, but I don't think so. We'll worry about that when we get there. And then the stream after that, we will be, for the first time in actually, I don't remember how many years it's been. Let me check, because I want to get this number correct. Doopa-doopa-doo. Doopa-doopa-doo. There it is. Yes, it has in fact been 2 years since we last did a stream for this game. We are going to be returning finally to Mega Man Star Force 2 Zerker X Saurian. The previous run ended, or the previous stream I could not continue because I lost all of my save data when I've changed computers. But since the release of the Legacy Collection and the just general, like, my reinvigoration with the series, I have played a save file on the Legacy Collection of Zerker X Saurian up to where we last left off. There are a few other things I need to do around the game, just to make sure that there's a couple of other things that I think I might have missed that we did previously that I did not do. But for the first time in 2 years, as I said, we will be starting that back up again, and we will be finishing it. The first stream is probably going to be primarily recap and also just showing off some of the cool features of the Legacy Collection, because I have been exploring those extensively myself. And yeah, so look forward to that. More details on that to come in the future. But yeah, see you then.